Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want to talk about the month of December, where we're headed. This is such critical times with so much going on, and everything's about to be wrapped up for the year of 2022 this month of December. We have some major happenings, and as I've been talking about for so long, Mars is retrograde right now. And Mars has just gone back into the sign of Taurus, where it will stay till around March 12th. While it's there, it's bringing up so much stuff from the past. And we just had a lunar eclipse. First, the solar eclipse was October 25th. The lunar eclipse was November 8th. And as I've always told everyone, this is a fact. Eclipses bring things out of the dark that we didn't know about. Something that has been surfaced and something that comes out that is quite a surprise to all of us. Now, I am talking mainly about your own personal lives. I bet you can attest to this. Something's been revealed that has been hidden for a long time. And what this actually does is bring light to you to be able to better understand what the purpose is of your life and what you're here to do. So this is huge, enormous stuff, and transformational, if I must say, transformational in our own lives. Now, of course, what's within us is always reflected without. So, and also what's without is a reflection of what's within you. So I want you to be aware that how you are experiencing your world is going to be reflected out there in the universe and on planet Earth. And with Mars retrograde, remember retrograde planets bring up things that we didn't know about as well. So this eclipse energy, eclipses, what are they? They bring things out of the dark, the shadows. What are your shadows that you haven't seen? It's being revealed. Of course, it's being revealed on the whole world platform of the masses and what we're experiencing globally. This is a huge, enormous time. Historically, we will look back and go, I can't believe I was alive during those times, right? So we're still dealing with the aftermath of the pandemic and how that all came about. It's being revealed. Yes, and I think everything is relative to that. Even politically, what we're experiencing right now globally is the aftermath of what this pandemic has done to the planet. So it's not just that this is going on in the United States, it's happening everywhere in the world, and it's dealing with all the world leaders. The old is stepping down and making room for the new. It may not happen immediately. Remember when these planetary energies happen? They are happening over duration of time, months, because everyone thinks, oh, it's going to happen on one day. It is a process. And remember, what's happening in the heavens reflects what's happening here on Earth. This is astrology. The vibrational frequencies are set, and the frequencies are all about change, but it's also having us go back to understand things that we didn't understand before. And once we can understand what it's all about, then we have the tools and the knowledge and information to heal it. And that is what will happen. So those of you that think that everything is all good or all bad, it's a process. And I always believe the good comes out. And one thing I want you to be very cognizant of, we're all here in a process of growth. And I believe the first part of this month will be in December revolutionary, and it's healing and good. And the reason why I say that is because Venus will be in Scorpio. Now, Venus doesn't normally like to be in the sign of Scorpio, but let me just say this. While it is in Scorpio, Mars is going to be in Taurus. Now, those of you that know a little astrology will have to know that Mars and Venus will be in what we call a parivartana, mutual exchange of signs. And that is very empowering for the world while Venus is in Scorpio. Now, it will only be in Scorpio till December 5th. So between December 1st and the 5th, and really the end of November, there is quite a healing going on, because while Scorpio is ruled by Mars, Venus being in Scorpio, Mars is in Taurus, which Taurus is ruled by Venus. So you see, Venus is in Mars sign and Mars is in Venus's sign, and that makes them exchange like they're in Venus being in Taurus and Mars being in Scorpio. So Mars rules Scorpio. And this brings a healing, this brings an awareness, this brings a balance. So take advantage of the first 5 days in December. They will be magical and good, and healing of relationships, because what a lot of you may not understand is while we had that eclipse energy going on, Venus was with K2, which can represent some major losses. And not only was Venus with K2, but it was combust the sun. So Venus was weakened. Venus is the planet of relationships, relating to people. And I'm sure all of you can attest to there has been some difficulty the end of November. But once we get, well, not the end of November, when Venus has shifted into the sign of Scorpio, it is better. But when it was in Libra during the time of the eclipse around November 8th, we were all confused. We all couldn't relate well. We were all having difficulty in some way. And now we can see clearly. We can see clearly because the planets are moving away from these eclipse degrees where the nodes are, Rahu and K2. And this is bringing clarity, and it's bringing healing and balance. But still, Mars is retrograde. Like I said, all the way, well, actually, it's going to be retrograde till about the middle of January, December, January. But let me say, it's going to be in the sign of Taurus till March 12th. So it's moving retrograde, but stays in the sign. And Taurus, this is where the Pleiades are, and I've been talking about this for so long, that this is the placement in the zodiac where people are falsely accused of things. And with all that's going on politically, there's going to be so much accusation, people accusing, and all sorts of accusing, whatever, whoever, everyone is in conflict with this. But don't let it bother you. Why? Because the world is so out of control. We only have control over our own lives. And when you focus on this, as I've always said, this is how you can help heal yourself in the world. Notice the things that are not working in your life. And also notice, with Mars being retrograde, things are going to come back from the past. And guess what? They're going to be things you're angry about. So it's going to bring up those angry issues in your life that you hadn't thought about for years, because out of this eclipse comes things we didn't know about. And Mars retrograde brings the anger about it. But it's about the past. But as I said before, look and see what this is all about, because I'm sure it is going to be one of your most major life lessons right now that you have the opportunity to work on and heal. That's what I feel like this Mars retrograde is about, especially by the fact that it is in Taurus. All right, Taurus is all about, well, it's also about financial situations. So I got to say this, there's going to be major issues with the economy, because that's what Taurus is all about. Well, it doesn't take an astrologer to figure that out with the way things have been going for a long time. But I'm going to say this, here's where the hope comes in. I think the economy, we're going to go through a major ordeal with it all. We are. But by the time we get to May, it's all going to change. So we have quite an array of events in December, but probably the biggest one that you will feel, especially emotionally, will be the full moon that will happen on December 7th. This full moon is conjunct Mars exactly at 21 degrees of Taurus. So the moon will be exalted in the sign of Taurus, but it is exactly opposed the sun. And the sun at this time is in Scorpio, and we're going to feel the emotions, the feelings of anger, disruption, and probably outburst, and maybe some type of attacks or of some sort. There's going to be mass confusion emotionally, but something good will arise out of this full moon that is exalted with Mars, and Mars being retrograde. It is a major event that can surface some things that we will work on, we will heal personally as well as collectively. So that's a biggie. And then by December 23rd, we have the new moon. And this new moon will be in Sagittarius. Always remember, I'm talking about the sidereal Vedic placements. And in Sagittarius, this new moon will be in the nakshatra Mula. And Mula is all about destruction so that the new can emerge and be born. I'm believing that the old is about to die out before a new revolution of the new that's going to follow the destruction. But let me just say that this is important. It really is setting up a whole new world and a whole new future for us collectively on planet Earth. Amazing things are happening during this year. Now, another thing is while we have the sun in Scorpio, which it will be there till about the 16th of December, Jupiter is aspecting it. So there's a lot of progress that's made from all of the fallout. So we're seeing the things that need to be worked on and healed. And we are going to take over, and the world is slowly but surely going to be healed. And here is the time frame that I know things are going to change for the better by next April, May, and June. So hang in there, even though I know the economy is going to be very difficult. We're going to go through some hard times together, but it's going to be for a reason. And the world's going to be transformed. And by the time we get Jupiter to roll into the sign of Aries, it's going to come together with Rahu, and major happenings are going to occur April, May, and June. But I'll be talking about that later. But for right now, this month, now we finally have Jupiter direct. And Jupiter direct means that we can change things for business, for work, even though we have to go through sort of like a destructive period for the change to transpire and occur to make the better world that I see on the horizon. So things are going to start looking up, but there's these points, like on the 7th of December, as well as look out on December 30th. Around that time, the end of the year, there's going to be some blow-ups and massive events that could cause great destruction. I say that because Mars will be in a 6-8 relationship with the sun. This is called a quincunx. A lot of you have been asking me about that. I will do a video on quincunxes because they are times of abrupt change. And sometimes explosive events happen during this time. But most of all, Mars is stationing. Mars is slowing down in accordance to go direct around this time. And as it is opposing the fixed star Antares, which is around 15-16 degrees of Scorpio. And this is huge because this is a star of war. And what you're going to notice is Venus will start to appear in the night sky, which is very meaningful. And this can also represent healing. Venus has been in trouble for a long time, being with the eclipse, being combust, and now it's free. And Venus rules love and relationships. Remember, the most powerful force in the world that heals all, I've said this over and over, and I'm going to say it more, is love. So come from that place in your heart of love and appreciation and gratitude for everything on planet Earth, because we have a lot to be grateful for. Point out those things in your personal life as well as the collective. Come together, heal. Bring together the likenesses with your family, with your friends, with others. It's time that we heal this planet and bring balance instead of the separation and all the problems that have been going on for the past 2 years. It's time for a healing. And the way that we heal is get to the bottom of your heart and feel gratitude and feel love. That deep emotion of love and appreciation for all that is, and especially who you are. Love yourself, love your situation, love the world. Find the world as a beautiful place, and that's what you will see more and more of. You have the power, you have the control to change your life, and this is a monumental month that you should take advantage of this. So before I close, we're coming upon the holidays, and I wanted everyone to know that my jewelry line is discounted at a 15%. If you go to the link I have below, click on that link and put the code in, Joni Patry, you will get a 15% discount on everything that is in the Satya line, but specifically my line that hasn't been discounted. So go to that, click on the code, and you will find an array of magnificent, beautiful presents for the holidays, for friends and family and yourself. Love yourself. Give yourself something special with prayer malas, with the stones that represent healing and balance that will bring a remembrance of who you are on planet Earth as we all make our spiritual journey here. So remember some other things. Sign up for my free newsletter if you want to get all my predictions delivered to your email address. Go to galacticcenter.org, and there you can sign up for my free newsletter, monthly predictions. And don't forget, I have an online magazine. Hey, you could give that as a present to your friends. Monthly online, all sorts of fabulous articles about spirituality and astrology. So you can find all that. Go to my magazine, the link's below, but also galacticcenter.org. And remember, in the first of the year, if you've been wanting to learn Vedic astrology, we'll be starting semester 1 again. So go to University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.